Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Can I thank the member for Wimbledon for securing this important debate? As a nurse for 25 years and co-chair of the Hospice APPG, hospice and palliative care have always been at the heart of my work, both in this chamber and in my community. I would like to start by acknowledging the fantastic decision by the government to boost investment in hospices by £100 million, the largest funding uplift in a generation. This is a clear sign that the government is listening to the hospice sector and that they are responding with actions, not just words. But this uplift must be the beginning and not the end. This new money won't last forever. We must take concrete steps now to ensure the awful conditions of the hospice sector, which we inherited, are never repeated. It is also worth noting that the member for York Central recent Independent Commission on Palliative Care and End-of-Life Care, while welcome, is mainly about delivery, not funding. We simply cannot wait for a palliative care task force to complete their reports, which could take months of time, which this sector cannot spare. In my role, I hear time and time again about postcode lotteries and the chronic lack of funding plaguing this vital sector. For example, John Taylor Hospice in my constituency does fantastic work, and through no fault of their own, they are facing a crisis in funding and have announced redundancies and the reduction in inpatient beds due to the funding shortfall. This story is repeated all over the country. I'm sure many members in this chamber they have a similar situation that they could share. Hospice care still relies heavily on charity. Bake sales and donations funded much of the work that supports families during some of their most vulnerable moments. This must change. This postcode lottery is not just unfair, it undermines the principles of universal health care. We cannot allow end-of-life care to depend on where you live and how much money you have. Hospices across the UK provide care and support to 300,000 people every year. They are an absolute essential part of our healthcare system, although they're in the charity sector. Every single day, hospices face rising costs of energy, food and medicine. Every single day, they deliver exceptional care, even as pressures mount. And every single day, they battle deficits that threaten their ability to continue. Despite all of these challenges, hospices save the NHS millions each year by alleviating pressures on hospitals and providing community-based care. However, their ability to continue this vital work is at risk, and they need long-term sustainable support. We need to face the future head-on and fix their funding model in a permanent manner. While I absolutely understand that hospices are under pressure, integrated care boards who fund them are similarly under a great deal of pressure due to year-on-year budget reductions from NHS England. Asking ICBs to fund extra money without it being allocated centrally as revenue is impossible. Madam Deputy Speaker, death is a part of life, as the member for Wimbledon said. As we all know, nobody would say we should neglect healthcare. So why are we neglecting the hospice sector by not securing a sustainable funding formula? To truly address the gaps in our system, we need a sustainable funding model that ensures hospices can meet the growing demands without being forced to cut services. The people of this country deserve a future where every family, no matter their circumstances, can access the highest quality of end-of-life care without worry. One where hospice care is not a postcode lottery, but a promise. Madam Deputy Speaker, let us turn this moment into an opportunity. We must act urgently to implement an improved and sustainable funding package for hospices and palliative care. With constructive action, we can build a system that uplifts the most vulnerable among us, that strengthens the NHS, and that shows the best of what we can achieve as a nation. So let's ensure that the legacy of this debate is not one of uncertainty, but one of determination, passion, and that when we see the 10-year plan, hospice and palliative care will be fully funded going forward. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.